How's it going, guys? Mike Kellum here with another video. In today's video, I'm going to answer a question that I get probably the most frequently as soon as people hear that I live off-grid in an RV, and that's how do I get electricity? So the way I get electricity in my camper is with solar power, and I have the entire camper wired up for solar power. Even the outlets are powered by the solar panel. So when I first started off doing this, I was just running a generator all the time, which is, as I learned, the most impractical way to do it. And I also learned that if you do need to run a generator full-time, say for example it's just always raining where you're at, or even if you live in the forest where there's a bunch of tree cover or whatever the case may be that you can't use solar power, an inverter generator would be a much better option than a generator. My built-in generator uses about half a gallon an hour, but my inverter generator can run about 15 hours before you have to fill it up again, and that's on 1 gallon. Inverter generators are just a lot more efficient. However, I happen to be a normal person who lives in a normal place with sun, so I chose solar power, and in this video I'm going to show you how I attached it to my RV and make it power everything inside my RV as if I was hooked up to the grid. Every time I go to leave, Jinx likes to watch me leave. I guess she thinks I might be going to work or something. I don't know that she realizes I'm coming right back in. But anyways, this is my solar array. So I have two 250 watt solar panels. They are a little bit dirty right now, I apologize. Right now I just have them laying flat on the ground. Now I was going to mount them on top of the RV, however, didn't realize that these panels are too big to mount on top of the RV. There's literally no space to put them there, so this is kind of a temporary configuration until I figure out a more permanent solution to mount on top of it. But for right now, I just have some quick disconnects at the end there. I just pull them off, shove the solar panels inside the RV whenever I need to go somewhere, and then just lay them out wherever I happen to be. So these solar panels here are wired into the charge controller, which you can see I just have sitting right there. This is the charge controller. Now, as you can see, we're making about 18 watts right now. I'm not too shocked because it is pretty cloudy and it's evening, so there's not a whole lot of sun to capture. I'm pretty sure this is the solar charge controller I'm going to end up using, but I'm not 100% sure, so I just have it sitting right there for the moment. With these two solar panels, that charge controller, and this cheap power inverter, I paid about $300 for this whole setup, which is actually pretty good. The solar panels generate about 500 watts of power, and the power inverter can put out as much as 500 watts of power. As it's configured right now, I can't really do anything like run the air conditioner or the microwave without firing up the generator. This power inverter is simply just not powerful enough. But when I get my full solar system in effect, I do plan to upgrade this so that I can run air conditioning and the microwave off of solar power as well. From this power inverter, I have a wire going over to the side of the RV. We'll walk over there. And on this side, I have a little adapter going from the 15 amp plug to the 30 amp plug. And then that just plugs directly into my RV. This way I have power going to every outlet inside the RV. Now when doing this, there is one really important thing to keep in mind. You have to unplug the battery charger. This is the battery charger for my unit, and it just plugs in right in the outlet up there. Right now I just have it going to my generator for those times that I need a little extra bump. I actually haven't run this generator in a little bit. I ran it for the first time last week in, like 2 or 3 months. So the solar mostly covers me. But you want to make sure you unplug the converter, just because when you're using the house batteries to charge with solar, and then you're using the house batteries to power the inverter, which plugs directly into the RV, it would also power this. So essentially, the batteries are powering the inverter, which powers the converter, which charges the batteries. Which, I mean, it's really not the end of the world, to be totally honest, but it's incredibly inefficient, and you're going to be wasting a lot of electricity doing that. And then this is my little inverter generator. I got this thing for about $250 on Amazon, and I'm honestly kind of surprised at how long it's lasted me. But like I said, I really only use this thing whenever I need to run the microwave or heavy-duty appliance, or if I need to boost my batteries a little bit just to give myself that extra little bit of juice. This is my house generator. Now, last summer, I was pretty much running this thing all the time for my electricity. This was before I realized that solar was actually a lot cheaper than I thought. And after using it all summer, it unfortunately seized. And I got it unseized, but I ran it a little bit more and it seized up again. So I think this thing is toast. Now, I could just replace this with another generator, but honestly, I'm getting by just fine with the solar and the inverter generator. I've been without this thing for about 7 months now, totally fine. And the only reason I would probably consider replacing this is simplicity of just pushing a start button and having a microwave ready. I wouldn't have to go outside and start up the inverter generator with a pull string every time I want to cook something in the microwave. That's the only reason I might consider replacing this thing. However, my alternative plan is just to remove it completely and in its place put a whole bunch of deep cycle batteries. I'd really like to replace it with deep cycle batteries because they would take up about the same amount of space. And this is already set up for power production. There's already a transfer switch right there, so I could just wire up the power inverter to that transfer switch, and I'd be good. Just have a bank of batteries inside of here. While I'm at work all day, they're just charging up. Ideally, I'll have enough power to run the air conditioner by then as well. Ideally, by then I'll have enough power to run the air conditioner, but my objective also is to be able to charge my car. I have an electric car, and I only charge at work right now. I would love to be able to charge it off of solar power from my RV, so if I'm in the middle of nowhere, I can just plug it in, charge it up. So long story short, I'm planning to replace this generator, but not with another generator, with a much beefier battery bank. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more tips like this. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.